This morning, we're talking about something we all deal with, letting go of the need to be perfect, with author L'Oreal Thompson Payton. In her new book called Stop Waiting for Perfect, she writes about overcoming her lifelong struggle with perfectionism. She says, quote, "I bought into the idea that not only was perfection possible, it was the golden ticket for success, good health, popularity, you name it." Recovering perfectionist L'Oreal Thompson Payton joins us right now. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming in. Now, you write perfection is a hoax, a disease,
Yes.
a scam.
All of it.
How is perfection harming us?
Well, I think about the scene in Scandal when Olivia's dad said, you know, you have to work twice as hard to get half as much. And in that moment, he was talking particularly to Black women. And it's just harmful. You know, we buy into this idea that if we be perfect, if we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing, that we'll get to where we're trying to go. But that's not always the case. And we end up suffering physical health, mental health, emotional health, all of it, because the stress of perfectionism is really damaging.
And you'll never catch it. But I love how you opened up the book, L'Oreal. The first chapter, Peloton, Perfectionism, and Me.
Yes.
And it all started with you chasing that blue dot, and you made it 600. Explain what happened to you.
Yeah, I got the Peloton right before the pandemic, right before we started our IVF journey, and it was this thing that I could control when the world around me was falling apart. But 600-something days later, I lost my blue dot, and I cried.
The blue dot means?
The blue dot, you log in, you get a workout done, you earn your blue dot.
Shows that you had done
it. It's the gold star for adults and overachievers like me.
And you cried?
I cried, real tears.
Literally cried?
Real tears.
Yeah. Like, and what I realized afterward, though, you know, I'm the same person. I'm still L'Oreal. I'm still worthy of love and all of these things, even without the blue dots. So it was an awakening.
Isn't there something, though, to strive? Like, striving for perfectionism, doesn't it mean, well, you get this, you may not get up here, but you get here. Like we always say, strive for the best, reach for the stars, and then at least you'll get to here. Isn't there something good to that?
I think with anything, you know, it matters what you do with it. You know, it's not inherently good or bad, but rather your reaction and how you move about in the world. And so there's certainly nothing wrong with striving toward goals, but I think sometimes this idea of waiting for the perfect moment to quit the job, to leave the relationship, to write a book, to launch a podcast, whatever that is, can keep us, you know, safe in that comfort zone, but
because
that's
that
not where
it never exists.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah. But look at you, L'Oreal. You're valedictorian and president of your 8th grade class, editor-in-chief of your high school newspaper, magna cum laude in college, and yet you sit here today and say, I still sometimes feel a fraud. I still sometimes feel an imposter. How is that possible with all that you've accomplished?
I mean, it's happening right now, right? This is national television, and it's, you know, that voice, that inner critic that can tell you a lot of times, like, you're not good enough, you don't deserve to be there. And
you've named your inner voice Negative Nancy.
Yes. Yeah, because I love alliteration. And so I'm telling her to be really quiet right now. Like, shh, I'm in control. We've got this. This is the moment we've prepared for, so you got to sit down.
And I'll say, Negative Nancy, shut up.
Yeah.
L'Oreal deserves to be here. Chapter 5, you talk about feeling all the feels. And I love this because oftentimes when someone asks you, how are you doing? We have this automated autopilot response.
I'm good, yeah.
Instead of just feeling all the feels and really thinking about it and then identifying with your emotions, positive or negative. Why is that important?
Because we have to get in touch with how it is that we're really feeling and take some time getting quiet, being still, because we're going to go all the time and we can just brush past all of those emotions. And sitting down, I use the feelings wheel. My therapist recommended it, and I'll go through a lot of times before our therapy session. I was like, I'm feeling anxious or nervous or all of these things, and writing them out actually helps me feel more in control and gives me more of like a, okay, girl, you got this. Like, it's okay to feel all of these emotions. You're human.
Okay, girl, you do got this.
You do got this.
Yeah.
You said writing a book was harder than birthing a human. I would beg to differ, but bravo. bravo.
Well, you know what, Gayle, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Write the book.
L'Oreal Thompson Payton, thank you so much for joining us. Stop Waiting for Perfect is available tomorrow wherever you buy your books.